Good morning, traders. New York session starts in a few minutes and I'll show you what the market looks like for today and how to trade it. Let's go to the charts. First off, as always, we talk about the USDT dominance of Tether because we want to know how the market is going to react in terms of its direction, if it's going to be bullish or if it's going to be bearish. All right, let's see what we have. Wow, you can see that this is a pretty much it's a messy chart, and we've been stuck with this since a few days ago. And how beautiful it is. Just look at it. Every single thing that we talked about, we've achieved it one by one. From this here, the top, we talked about it, from all the way down to here, the bottom here, and also from the yesterday. If you remember on the yesterday analysis, what we talked about was this blue line, okay? This blue line here, we had our top here, we had our bottom, we got this, you see this circle here around it. We got the lows, we got the lows, we got the lows in this one. So we had it up and down, all right? All the way down to here. And if you remember from the yesterday's video, what we talked about was that this was our, it can be something like an optimum bottom. So it's not the actual bottom, it's just something temporary, just to make the same structure, the same blue lines that you can see here, all the way to here. So we can expect something like this. The same thing going up here. All the way here, and then it's going to explode from here, all right? So we can expect something like this. So it's trying to make a half of a circle, okay? It's like a hemisphere. It's trying to make a circle around here and going up. And this is pretty common and pretty standard when we were talking about the consolidations. In ranging, this usually happens. It's very normal, okay? The same thing we had it here. We had up and down. I mean, this is just out of blue, okay? I was not really planning on this. You see, we had a few highs and lows, and then from here, the bearish momentum ended, okay? We had this bearish momentum here, it ended, and then we started the same here, okay? So this is the same standard consolidation, but here it actually made a very nice structure. I love it. It made a very good structure, but the thing about the nice structures is that it's usually made by institutions because they have the algorithmic tradings. So it's not usually moved by the news. It doesn't go, for example, it's not about the war or anything like that that makes some spikes or some shadows that, for example, like this. You see how messy it looks? You see we have ups and downs, but then we went all the way down. And these are all because of the news. But here on the institutional trading, you can see that it's been controlled. So we have the lows and highs in a very nice ranges. That also from here, from yesterday's video, if you remember, we talked about this. We called this the bottom. I drew this circle, and from this bullish order block, we talked about it, that it's going to spike up, but we're still not going to look for, if you remember, also we talked about a huge spike all the way towards this box. But it might be a little bit soon, okay? Because we are still stuck in this. And today I found something even funnier on the chart that I'm going to share with you. But this is it. I just wanted to give you a summary of what we talked about and how it looks like for now. Let me get rid of a few of these on my chart. Okay, what is the? Okay, shoot, not the drawings. Show me everything, please, from here. Where is the overlay? Oh, here. It's the little button here. I'm gonna get rid of the fair value gaps. Got to twist the tongue here. And from here, what we expect. Let's see what the market's gonna look like. There's pretty much not much of updates, to be honest, because we already know this. We've already talked about it, and this is something I'm really proud that we could achieve this analysis. That right now we are still moving up, but there's one single point that I think it's worth mentioning. I wanted to share with you. Right now I'm in 4-hour time frame. We know that in the higher time frame we're gonna go up, but it's not gonna be this easy. I'm gonna go to the lower time frames, 1 hour, and see how the chart looks like for now. All right, the part that I said that I found it a little bit funny here. Let me just make it signals only. All right, I'm gonna get rid of my drawings. So what we have here, we're making the same similar structure as you saw in 4 hours. So you saw this circular hemisphere here. All right, this is what you saw, right? We had it ups and downs, and then we are moving up. Let me draw this for you here. So we are making something like this, right? We made the entire circle, and then we're moving up. The same thing, we are making a fractal of the same thing right now in the 4 hours. So this is the part where it's most interesting to me, because I'm not really expecting to have a huge move towards the up for now, but the entire momentum is bullish on the USDT side, so it's gonna be bearish on the Bitcoin side. One of the most important reasons is this sweep here, okay? This is very common. It's the same thing that happened also, we had it from here, we had it in the daily time frame or even 4-hour time frame, on both time frames. Oh wait, it was on the Bitcoin, if you remember. Let me go to the Bitcoin and show this to you. You know what, let me expand my layouts here. Okay, BTC. All right, and the 4 hours, if you remember from before, we had this sweep, a similar sweep here. This little low here, the sweep that pushed the price all the way to the top, okay? Now we can expect something similar to this too, all right? But in the USDT, you know this better than me. USDT is going to push the price a bit lower, okay? Let me get rid of this. Can I have my SMC, please? Oh, not the drawings, just the signals. I want to show you, I don't want to put a lot of personal information here. I want to show you what I can see and what you can also see on the chart. On the hourly time frame, we do have the same thing, okay? We do have the same sweep. So once we have a sweep, what it means is that this shadow here, it means that we have taken all the orders from the lowest points that was possible, and now there's nothing, there's no sellers. It keeps just going up and up. So this is what we can see here. But right now, even though we do expect a bullish from here, but remember, this order block, the red box that you can see here, it's also a huge liquidity zone. It's not just a simple or normal order block. Hence, what I expect from the chart is that for today, what we can do is, this is what I see and I expect from the chart. So we can see the similar pullbacks. We can see the similar pullbacks, okay? And then go on moving up. Oh shit, this is from before. I'm gonna get rid of it. You saw this before. Okay, so on the equal high here and on the 4-hour bearish order block that you can see here, we don't really expect this to go all the way up, like just from here to, where is it? Okay, we don't expect this to go something like this. We don't expect a parabolic spike from here, okay? We do need to make the same structure that we created here. And it seems like dominance of Tether or the crypto market as of now, they like to make this. So do not open short positions right away and do not expect a breakout above this, okay? Do not expect a breakout right away. This is absolutely wrong. I really don't recommend you, because it's going to get you stuck the same way that they got you stuck all the way in previous part of the chart, okay? So let me see if I can get rid of these. All right, so what we have here is, what I expect here is to see some more consolidations. What you have to do is to find the best parts to make your trends, to make your trades, your entries. What are the best entries? I'm gonna get into it now. So first off, we have our Fibonacci, okay? If you don't know Fibonacci, you must know. It's very simple. I'm gonna just say it very, very simple. From the left side here on my chart, if you can see on the left side, there's this tool called Fib retracement. It's pretty straightforward. You have to draw it from the bottom, the most low that the lowest part here that we have on the low. This is gonna be your starting point, and then you're gonna draw it all the way up to here. Probably we may see something a little bit higher, probably. I mean, just gotta wait and see for the structure, but it's gonna be something like this, okay? At most, it's gonna be something like this. And then from here, you have your zones, you have your numbers, you have your 50%, so 0.5. You have your 50%, and you can draw a box around it. 50% to 61.8% is the first target, okay? This is the first part that we're gonna look. The other thing is that the liquidity zones that we have on the same leg, okay? Right now, as I said, the entire trading is very simple. You don't have to think about anything because the history of chart is showing you like literally everything, whatever you want. So you can see that we have a huge, I'm gonna, okay, let's leave this here. I will change this to yellow because we're still, but as you can see how powerful this zone is, the 50% that we just drew. We had a few pushes towards this, and it pushed the price all the way up to top. I'm saying price, I mean the dominance of Tether. It's not price, well, you know what I mean. The next thing we have to make sure we understand is the FVG that we have here, okay? Even if I turn this on, I should expect to see, well, it's been, well, I mean, from the previous, it's been full, but it's making some mistakes here. Doesn't matter. We know that we have this FVG here. Let me see if I can actually reload this, all right? So we can see this FVG, yeah, so the chart shows it needed a reload from there. So we can see we have this FVG also here. Again, price hasn't touched it yet, so it's a good chance that we can touch it again and go up for short-term scalps. If you're working on lower time frames, like let's say if you're working on 5 minutes, we can see some bounces once we touched here. So once we touched here, we can see some bounces, but not much. Then it's gonna go down because the entire liquidity, it stands here. This is the entire liquidity, okay? This is what we're aiming at. And even on Strategy Trader, the AI of Strategy Trader, it also detected this as a bullish order block. It means that it has a huge, there are huge orders here that we can rely on. So I'm not really gonna count on this FVG if you're working on really low time frames. Yeah, we may see some bounces, but this is not something you wanna trade, okay? You wanna wait for this, the order block. From here, so again, I'm going to clean up a little bit of the chart. I'm trying to also give you some lessons to better understand what are the premises and what are the bases that we're making these decisions. And so we have to ignore this FVG if we want to make an actual good trade. And what we have to do is to wait for this. And you can see that there is an overlap between this order block here. There's an overlap between this order block and this 50% Fibonacci, okay? So let me delete these two. All right, so we have these two. This is the first one, and this is the second one. These two zones, they have this overlap. This overlap is a perfect zone to do our trading. Again, trading is very risky. You have to do it if you're only working on demo accounts, but then this is a very nice zone that we can look forward for today's, all right? Another confluence that is important for me is from the left shoulders. Right now, as you can see, it's making left shoulders neckline, not the neckline, the neck itself, and then the right shoulders. We saw that in the 4-hour time frame. Okay, we saw that in the 4-hour time frame. If you remember from the 4-hour time frame, here what we had from before. Okay, let me show you just my drawings. Oh gee. Okay, so from the 4-hour time frame, we had this neckline here. Sorry, we had this left shoulder. This was our left shoulder. This was the order block of that left shoulder. Okay, this was the order block of that left shoulder. This is the neck, and this is the zone that the neck stands, and this is our right shoulder. And you can see that we are rising. So this is the neck of the right shoulder. So we are making a head and shoulder, and we are moving up. And remember, head and shoulders are not always this clean. They can usually be, they can also have their own structure. They can have their own, again, another head and shoulder inside themselves. It can be something like this. And then going up, the same thing can happen, all right? And the right shoulder can take more liquidity from a little bit lower and then going up, okay? When we have this liquidity from here, when we're grabbing this liquidity, do not consider this as a lower low. No, it's just grabbing liquidity and moving up. So these are the things that we have, and the same thing we are experiencing right now. Let me get rid of these. 1 second. These are just, it's the same thing we're right now experiencing in the hourly time frame. All right, we can see our right side shoulder here. Okay, we can see, let me show everything here. We can see our left side shoulder here. We can see the neck here. You see the neck, it has a good amount of liquidity. It was ranging for a time, and let's call it accumulation at this point. It grabbed the liquidity here, and now it needs to complete the right side structure. Once it's finished, we're gonna make. So one of the confluences that we made was our Fibonacci 50%, or it's called the optimal trading zone, right? Optimal trading entry, OTE. So we have our 50% here. We have our order block, bullish order block here. I'm going to put this here back. You have our bullish order block here, and we have the Fibonacci. So as I said, the Fibonacci is going to just suck up all the liquidity here. We're gonna ignore it. We're gonna wait for this order block. And then another good point about this order block is that we have the left neck liquidity from it too. So this is the left side liquidity. It sits exactly inside the right side liquidity. So this is the best part. This is the best place that we can make our trades, and we have to wait up until it comes down here and then wait for bounce up. Let me move to the Bitcoin and see how the Bitcoin looks like for today. BTC USDT. Oh, I had it in the other layer too. I'm gonna make it just one layer. Oh, all right. I'm gonna make it just one layer. So you see this is basically another form of, or this one, another form of head and shoulder, or this one. It just has internal structures that you have to be aware of. And right now, I think you have a better understanding that right now the dominance of Tether, it also is making the same structure as the left side. So on the right side, we have to make the same structure before we move up. Let me go to the BTC USDT and see how it looks. All right, on the chart, we can see the same thing. Oh, what the hell is this? All right. On the 4 hour, we can see a similar thing. So we couldn't break above this high, and we are moving towards the down, okay? But this 4 hour order block, once we hit this, we couldn't break into this order block. It means that there are a lot of orders inside this order block. So the way order blocks work is that if there's not too much of orders, it can break inside it. It can go like literally inside this and close below this, okay? But this is not the case for now. What it did is it touched it a few times, and you can see it from here. It touched it here, another shadow here, and right now here we are, okay? It's getting more fragile. It's going to break a little bit in a little bit more later, but not right away, okay? Right now, as you can see, the price is trying to push inside the order block, but the buyers are trying to buy any sell orders that we can see here. So the buyers are pushing the price up. What it has to do is to satisfy just a few retailers, the few buyers that we have here. So probably a pullback all the way up to here, the top of this field. You can see that there is one liquidity here to top of this, and then move the price down. And it's going to make us, if I go to the hourly time frame, it's going to make us the same head and shoulder that we talked about, but so we can see that it's gonna make the same head and shoulder that we talked about from here. So we got the left shoulder, we got the head, we have the right shoulder. We're gonna look for the right shoulder and break down. All right, you can also draw the trend line here. It's pretty straightforward. From this low, you can draw it all the way up to here, and you can see that we do have the touches. We can see the touches. So this is the form that we have to complete. The right side, the right shoulder is not yet completed. That's something we're looking forward to. And once we're done, anywhere from here or here, we can enter. Now, how should I know when is this right shoulder is gonna end? Okay, first of all, the same thing that we talked about for the USDT. We have to see where was the last prices or the order block for the left shoulder. So we can see it here, we have it here, from here, anywhere around here, okay? This is a big zone. We're not going to gamble everything on a big zone, right? We have to narrow this down, but we have to understand that we have to pick the best ones and then narrow it down. So from here, we pick the best ones here, and then we can see that inside this zone, from the left side that we chose, we have an order block, a huge bearish order block. So we wait for the price to enter this order block. Once it's here, then we will wait for the exit. So once the price comes inside this order block and it exits from here, it closes below the same order block, then it's a good confirmation for us for our bearish momentum. And then another thing you can do, and you always know this on the 15 minutes or 5 minutes, what you can do, it's best to do it in 15 minutes, but just for the sake of the video, I'll do it in the 5 minutes. You can also find a similar, so you can see right now we are breaking lows, all right? We are breaking this low, and we keep breaking the lows, okay? And we're making lower lows and lower highs. What we have to do from here is to also wait until we have the higher highs, higher lows, all the way to here. Once we close below this, we have to check and see if we have actual lower lows and lower highs, okay? This is what we're looking for. So I'm going to expect something like this from here once we closed. Then once we close another one, so once we have this low here, we'll make this low because it closed below this. Then we will have a push or a pullback to this. And from here, I can open my short position. I can put this anywhere from the top of the previous high all the way down to, well, I mean, the expected is going to be breaking this neckline here. And breaking it, we can get something like the same amount of the neck leg from all the way up to here, from down. And we can expect something lower, or even we can expect something lower, something that we can work through, around it. We can even target the previous low here, this low, not the other one. The other one, it looks like a sweep, so I don't really expect a lot from there, but I can target it anywhere around here. So it's gonna give us a good order. So we gotta wait, and you can see that right now it cannot make any lower lows. This is also a good sign, and it's trying to push above. I hope this video was helpful, guys, and the market is getting very exciting because it's mostly right now all I can see is very beautiful algorithmic tradings. There's lesser effects of news on it, so make sure to educate yourself, literate yourself to better understand and see how you can see the market better, and always stay away from doing anything on patience or anything with you have to make sure that you are working with demo accounts. You have to submit your journals. We do have a lot of journals in the strategy trader. I'll show you later. And another thing is that probably we're not going to have any videos for the weekend. Weekend is the time to educate ourselves, not to trade. So I will see you on Monday.